From a replica World War II plane that had to land without wheels, and an incredible emergency landing on a highway in western Montana, to a passenger plane in Colombia that wound up staring into the Caribbean Sea, and much more. Here are some of the craziest airplane emergency landings caught on camera. Federal aviation regulations require at least 30 hours of flight time for a recreational pilot's license. That said, many students need more time in the sky. It's all about getting comfortable and hitting those critical milestones. The first major milestone any student pilot hits is their first solo flight. On November 25th of 2019, a new student learned the hard way how intimidating that first solo flight can be. Unfortunately for him, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Our pilot had to be treated for minor injuries, but was ultimately okay. He even got back on the horse and continued pursuing his pilot's license. Hopefully, this was a good learning experience. He said that upon approach, the airspeed was a little too high. Still, he managed to maintain the runway centerline. But when the plane touched down, it veered left. He tried to correct it, but the plane wouldn't listen. It left the tarmac, struck a taxiway sign, and stopped in the grass. According to Wayman Aviation Academy, which owns the Cessna plane, the pilot should have performed a go-around. That's when you abort the landing, circle the airport, and try again in more favorable conditions. Lookout Pass is a mountain pass and a popular skiing area in the Rocky Mountains. It sits on the border between Idaho and Montana at about 4,700 feet. Locals know it as Exit 0 of I-90. On May 22nd of 2018, a local man was driving down the highway when he saw a strange shadow pass over his car. It looked like a plane was flying overhead, but he couldn't really see it. Then, about 5 miles later, the plane finally came into view. Our driver could tell it was flying too low.
Let's look at your eyes. Are you in shock? Okay. You want me to call 911?
It's got a fire here.
Yep, fire.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put the fire out.
You got a fire extinguisher? I do. You got one? He doesn't know.
I don't have one.
He's got one. What'd you do? Lose power?
I just got a downdraft.
Somebody was kind of close in there, and I thought, I'm going to get your wing out of the way here.
I don't know if we can. Not tail.
While his plane was pretty beat up, the pilot was miraculously okay. He walked away with a small cut on his hand. He was probably more upset that his brand new glider was on its way to the scrapyard. According to reports, he had just bought the plane, an experimental amateur-built glider in New York, and was flying it back to Seattle, Washington. He made several pit stops along the way, the last being in Missoula, Montana. He made it about 100 miles east when he hit a downdraft, forcing him to apply maximum engine power. That's when his oil overheated and the pressure began dropping. Unable to turn around, he put the glider down on the highway. His plane didn't technically fail, it just wasn't strong enough to handle the intense downdraft. FedEx Express boasts the largest cargo air fleet with 650 aircraft. Of course, with a fleet that big, something bad is bound to happen eventually. On October 28th of 2016, FedEx cargo flight FDX 910 came in for a landing at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Everything was running smoothly until the Boeing MD-10 touched the ground. That's when the landing gear snapped, causing a dangerous domino effect.
Holy shit. That's crazy. Hey, you guys should call for help, bro. That's fucked up. I'm not going near that shit, bro. These guys are crazy, man. Come back here, man. What are you doing?
The plane arrived from Memphis, Tennessee, where FedEx is based. It was full of FedEx shipments and U.S. mail. Thankfully, the fire only damaged the exterior of the plane. Everything inside was reportedly okay. The fire started after the landing gear snapped. The left wing and engine dragged across the ground and immediately burst into flames. Thankfully, both pilots escaped unharmed via a rope ladder. Coincidentally, the FedEx fire happened only hours after a Boeing 767 aborted takeoff in Chicago after an engine-related malfunction. Needless to say, it was a bad day for Boeing. Aerorepublica is a South American airline headquartered in Bogotá, Colombia. It's technically a subsidiary of Copa Airlines operating out of Panama. On July 17th of 2007, Aerorepublica Flight 7330 came in for a landing at the Simón Bolívar International Airport in northern Colombia. The airport offers scenic views of the Caribbean Sea, but the passengers on this flight got a little more view than they bargained for. Upon landing, the plane skidded off the runway and wound up nose first in the water. Thankfully, the 54 passengers and 5 crew members didn't suffer any serious injuries. A few people had some minor bumps and bruises, but it could have been much worse. In a statement, Aerorepublica said that there was heavy rain and wind at the time of the accident. The plane had to abort its first landing due to heavy wind shear. In hindsight, they should have aborted the second. They touched down too late and didn't have enough room to stop or take off again. The next thing anybody knew, Flight 7330 was staring into the sea. The Supermarine Spitfire was a staple of the British Royal Air Force during World War II. It was designed to be a short-range, high-performance interceptor that could reach top speeds faster than anything else in the sky. Because it was a better all-around fighter, pilots had a higher survival rate and win-loss ratio. Today, about 70 Spitfires from the era remain airworthy. Others are replicas flown by World War II enthusiasts. One of those pilots, a man from the UK, decided to take his replica Spitfire for a spin on July 19th of 2015. But while flying near a popular skydiving field, he was forced to make an emergency landing when his landing gears wouldn't open.
Here we go.
Oh, poor bugger.
Full flat, so he's going to get some burble off those trees and contact.
Nice, good job, dude.
Nice.
Fire trucks quickly surrounded the replica plane to make sure the pilot was okay. The main fear was any fuel leakage upon impact that could spark a dangerous fire. Thankfully, the plane didn't suffer any catastrophic damage, and the pilot walked away unscathed. Onlookers said it was actually safer to land without the gear rather than it stuck partway down. That way, the belly could slide along the grass and come to a safe stop. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. As always, thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in next time.